Look, another horror Unity game. It's great to know that these still haven't gone out of style. I remember the days when Slender was just starting out and everyone wanted to make scary games on the Unity engine. I know I've played plenty of these and remember most of them not being the best thing in the world. Even then, I still give this game a shot. And boy, I was even more disappointed. I'll give this game something. It startled me and wowed me a few parts in the beginning, and it probably could have done the same towards the end if I even got past the first half of the game. Which I eventually did, and found out the game was only 35% done. It's an early access title, so I shouldn't expect extreme quality, but by today's standards, there's just no excuse. The intro starts off with an unskippable cutscene that's about 5 minutes long, full of long drawn-out exposition, flashing red screens, and loud, high-pitched noises. Oh, let's not forget the bad voice acting to top it all off. Look, I know it's in Russian, but I feel with most languages you can tell when someone's not really putting the effort to throw in a little emotion or passion into their voice acting. Anyways, after that long intro, it puts up this prompt about the controls, which won't be the first time they just shove the rules in your face. You walk right up to the front door and hear a knock, which for some reason triggers your friend. Probably had something traumatizing happen to him back in the day. I mean, after all, they said that the noises are causing people to turn into pseudo-zombies out here. I had immediately died because there was no intention that he was coming to kill me. Honestly, I thought he was going for the door. This is one thing you'll also notice in this game, a lack of direction. But we will get there. After dying, I kind of laughed. It made me jump and getting knocked out with an axe. So I was like, maybe this thing might startle me every now and then. But it starts me right at the beginning of the long cutscene. But this time it was skippable. Thank God. I'm gonna give you an achievement for listening to the whole goddamn thing. I found out later that every time you start a new game, you must listen to the whole cutscene. Unless there's a skip button that I just haven't found. Please fix that. So round 2. I find and open a door, and immediately run into a rule prompt telling me about locking doors. A cool mechanic. Not many games really have it, so I gave it a plus. It slowed down my psycho friend from chopping me up like George Washington in the cherry tree. But as I enter the next room, I immediately get another text prompt in my face. Equipping guns. Oh, a gun. Nice. I'll definitely need that. But once I got into the room and I moved a cabinet in front of the door, blocking my friend from getting in, I was completely lost. But I must blame myself here. I at first blamed the lack of direction, but this room with the doll lamp, which I'll give you guys that one, it was very unsettling, was actually a good room now that I look back at it. Maybe it needs a little bit more touching up, but it had a good puzzle that I just didn't notice at first. I won't spoil it if you do plan to give this game a try. The puzzles in this game are actually pretty cool, full of great atmosphere and eeriness, as I'm only seeing 4 of them, or 5 now that I finished the game, and one I could not figure out and is apparently on an alternate path. Yes, this game seems to have alternate paths. After solving one last puzzle, I finally reached the outside world, and this is where I unfortunately ended the game. There was no direction here, and nothing to really do. The game says you must sneak out, but honestly, I learned to just kill the 4 enemies that you had to deal with, and I still couldn't find the damn exit. They gave me no hints, no signs, no nothing. I must admit, the same speed of these psycho zombified people were pretty creepy, but the animation on them lacks a lot of fluidity. It's hard to recommend a game that lacks a lot of stuff. I feel like it was traversing through a stack of needles, asking myself why I'm still playing this, but then finding one little thing to keep me going. This game is not totally bad, but it just doesn't have enough going for it to really stand out yet. The developers need to test their game more and see what doesn't work, find people to play their game and work out those kinks. I did go back to the game at a later date, and got past the field. There was one last puzzle, and it was actually very nice. I was already up in arms to the point I got no instruction. But again, the puzzle felt like it wasn't even in the same game. Whoever created these puzzles needs to make a game separately, because the puzzles are actually the best part of the game. The horror lacks and needs to be reworked. Oh, and please fix those facial animations. Unity horror games may have not gotten a good rap over the years, but it doesn't mean they all have to be bad. Hopefully one comes along that gets the genre down to a T. But until then, be careful with these kind of games. As much as I love the horror genre, there is a reason why most people say it's a little dead.